Hello dear students, I am Jidnesh Patil. Welcome you in the second session of simple stress and strain. As we have already studied about the basic concept and numerical which are based on simple stress and strain in the first part. I hope you all have gone through the first part. So we'll start the second part which is based on axial deformation in body and bodies in series. Similarly, the superposition and the temperature stress in the composite body. So let's start. As you can see in the figure, a metal bar of varying cross-section area A1, A2 and A3 subjected to the axial pull P, and the length of bodies are L1, L2 and L3 respectively. Similarly, the modulus of velocity is denoted by E and the axial force is P. So we know the deflection, that is the change in length in a single part or individual part, will be delta L, that is P into L divided by A into E. So the total deflection in the body will be delta L1, delta L2 and delta L3, that is P into L divided by A into E for each section, and summation of all this deflection will be the total deflection in the body. So we'll try the numerical based on the axial deformation in the body which is in series. So we can see the three parts having the diameter D1, that is 12 mm, second is 30 mm and third is 20 mm, with a having length 1200 mm, 2000 mm and 1800 mm. So as given data, the axial force is denoted by P, 20 kN. E is given as 1 10 raised to 5. If it is not given, you can assuming that 1 into 10 raised to 5, but most of cases it is given. So I am assuming here E is equals to 1 10 raised to 5. The A1, that is cross section area, here is the diameter, that means it will be circular section. So area of circle will be pi by 4 d square. So put in the value of d1, d2, d3, we can calculate a1, a2 and a3. The lengths are as it is given. So total deflection will be deflection in first part, deflection in second part and deflection in third part, that is P into L divided by A into E. For this we are taking L1 and A1, as P and E is common for each and every section, so we will take that P divided by E as a common. So remaining L1 divided by A1 for each part. Substitute the value by calculation. The total answer, the final answer will be 3.83 mm as given. So as it is positive, the change in length will be positive, that means it will be increase. Second, that is principle of superposition. In this method, when a body is acted by number of forces, then the principle of superposition stated that the resultant strain is algebraic sum of strain caused by individual forces. So we will know, or we will understand this method by the numerical. So we'll get a brief idea about this type of sums. As here we can see the first part sustained by the 50 kN, the pull force in the left hand side, and the 50 kN on the right hand side. You should have to keep in mind that algebraic sum of all forces in equilibrium will be 0. That means whatever the force which is going in left hand side will be negative, and the force which is going in right hand side will be positive. So we take the 50, this one 50 as a minus, as it is going through the left hand side. So minus 50, P in the right hand side will be positive, minus 20 and plus 50 as it is in right hand side. So the value of P will be 20. I repeat, minus 50 plus P minus 20 and plus 50. So the method is, keep in mind that the force which is going in left hand side will be negative, and the force which is going in right hand side will be positive. For the section AB, that is the first part, you should keep in mind which will be the end point or the end point section. The force which is given on the one side, the same force will be applied on the other side. So here 50 kN which is going outside, so same way opposite side 50 kN outside, that means it is in the tensile stress. So P1 is equals to 50 kN, which is positive as it is tensile. For the second part, that is BC, we can taking this part B and C, we have the value of P is 20, as it is the middle part, so we will take the 50 kN. So we can say 50 kN is it left hand side and 20 in the right hand side as the value of P is given. So minus 50 plus 20, we get the answer is minus 30. Minus 30 means here in the left hand side. So this will be 30 on left hand side, means it is pulling. So opposite side also pulling. So positive 30 as it is compressive. For third part, it is also similar to the first part, that is AB. So which is the end position, that is 50 kilonewton is given. So we will take the opposite side also 50 kilonewton, which will be the outside of the body. That means P3 will be 50 kilonewton, that is positive as it is tensile force. Deflection in the body is nothing but the deflection in first part, second part and third part. As we know, the formula for the deflection will be P into L divided by A into E. Here length, cross section area and E is as a common, so we take the common. Remaining P1, P2 and P3 will take in the bracket, substitute the value, and after the calculation we get the answer plus 3.25 mm, which is positive. It means the length of bar will be increased. Move to the next term. Here we will solve by the similar method. First we have to calculate the value of P by auxiliary method. 120 is going left hand side, so negative. 200 in the right hand side, so positive. P negative as it is going on left hand side, and 150 as it is going positive side. So value of P is given as the positive 230. So the P will be 230. Similarly, the first part, as it is given the ended section, that is 120 in outside, so opposite force will be outside 120. Now this section is undergoing the tensile force, so P1 is equal to positive 120. In the second part, that is BC, we can take 120 here and 200 here. So now 120 is left hand side, so negative. 200 in the right hand side, so positive. So minus 120 plus 200 will be 80 in the right hand side. 80 in the right hand side, is it positive? So this 80 in the right hand side, so this is inside, going inside, so this will be going inside. So now this section is undergoing in the compressive load, as it is going inside, so it will be compressing this force. So we will take the minus 80. I repeat, this is a compressive load, so it is compressing the body, hence we take the value of P2 will be minus 80 as it is compressive. Now the third part, the end section, so it is 150 is given, which is going outside, so opposite also 150 outside. Now it is a section in the tensile force, so value of P3 will be 150 kilonewton positive. As you know, the total deflection will be delta L1 plus delta L2 plus delta L3. Putting the formula, we will take L divided by E as a common. Value of P1 and A1, as we know, here given 30 into 30, so 20 into 20 and 40 into 2. So A1, A2 and A3 it is given. So L is nothing but the length of each part, that is 100 mm, divided by E is given 2 into 10 raised to 5. We are putting here P1 for 120 divided by A1. The value of A1 is 30 into 30, so we write 30 into 30 plus P2. Value of P2 is minus 80, as it is compressive, so we are putting here minus 80 into 10 raised to 3, as it is 10 raised to 3 for conversion of kilonewton into Newton, divided by 20 into 20, that is area of this section. If it is given the diameter, that time we will calculate by the area of circle, but here is a 20 into, that means a rectangular section. So putting the value after calculation, we get here in bracket 133.33 minus 200 plus 19.75 multiplied by this 1000 divided by 20 raised to 5. The final answer will be 0.135 mm, which is positive. It means the final deflection will be positive. Next is stresses in composite section. As you can see, when the body is formed by the two different type of metal, that time we are going to study about the stresses in composite section under the axial force. As the body showing the composite section of the body formed by two metals, that is copper and steel. A section which is consisted of two or more different materials rigid fixed together at its ends parallel to called as composite section. As the stresses in first body, the first material will be sigma 1, stresses in second part will be sigma 2, and the cross section area of first part will be A1 and cross section area of second part will be A2. Modulus elasticity as E1 and E2 for first and second part respectively. You know, the stress is nothing but the force upon area. So P by A. If you take A multiplied to sigma, so the P will be sigma into A. The total force sustained by the whole body is nothing but the force sustained by the first part plus force sustained by the second part, that is P1 plus P2. As now the value of P is sigma into A, so we can take P1 is equal to sigma 1 into A1 plus P2 will be sigma 2 into A2. Now the total deflection will be same as the force applied on each part same, so deflection will be same. So delta L1 is equal to delta L2. You should have to keep in mind that delta L1 is equal to delta L2, which are same. So the value of deflection is nothing but the P into L divided by A into E for each part. So putting as the length, original length will be same for same each part. So L and L will get cancelled. Remaining is P1 divided by A1 into E1 is equal to P2 divided by A2 into E2. Value of P1 is nothing but the sigma 1 into A1 divided by A1 into E1. Similarly here, so A1 get cancelled. Here A2 is cancelled. So remaining is sigma divided by E1 is equal to sigma 2 divided by E2. This E1 here divided, we will put here on the right hand side. So that means sigma 1 will be E1 divided by E2 multiplied by sigma. As here divide, it will get a multiply. So the E1 divided by E2 is nothing but the ratio of modulus of elasticity for two material, assuming E1 is greater than E2. We'll solve a numerical based on this. As we given here, a composite bar consisting of steel rod of 30 mm in diameter enclosed in copper tube of external diameter 60 mm and internal diameter of 30 mm. It is subjected to compressive axial load of 110 kN. Calculate stress developed in steel, that is stresses in steel and stresses in copper. Assuming to take the value of ES is 210 kN per mm square and EC, that is modulus of elasticity for copper, will be 105 kN per mm square. As a given data, capital D, that means diameter of steel rod, it is 30 mm. D1, that is our external diameter of this copper tube, that is 60 mm, and internal diameter, which is equals to the diameter of steel rod, is 30 mm. Compressive load is nothing but 110 kN. ES is equals to 210 kN per mm square and EC is equals to 105 kN per mm square. So find the area of section. So we'll first of all calculate the area of this cross section. As you see the cross section area here, the cross section area for steel will be pi by 4 d square. Value of d is given, that is steel rod d 30 mm, so it will be 706.85. Cross sectional area for copper tube, that means area of outer circle minus area of inner circle, so that is pi by 4 d1 square, that is outer circle, minus pi by 4 d2 square, taking pi by 4 common. So after putting the value calculation, we get answer 2120.575 mm square. For composite section, sigma s divided by ES is equals to sigma c divided by EC, that is sigma 1 divided by E1 is equals to sigma 2 divided by E2, as it is. Putting the value of ES and EC, we get ES divided by 210 is equals to EC divided by 105. Taking 200 here in multiple form, so it will be ES equals to EC divided by 105 into 210. As the calculation, we get 105 to the 210, so we get ES equals to 2 into EC. Similarly, total force sustained by the whole body is equal to force sustained by first part and the second part. So force sustained by steel part and this force sustained by copper part. As the value of P is nothing but the sigma into A, putting the value, we get, as you have, sigma s is equals to 2 into sigma z, so we putting here, taking sigma c as a common. After calculation, we get answer 110 into sigma z. So the final answer will be 0.031 kilonewton per mm square. By converting this kilonewton into Newton, we get final answer as a 31 Newton per mm square. Similarly, for sigma s, we can calculate by multiplying 2 to the sigma z. So the sigma s equals 2 into sigma z. Here we have the formula. For final answer for sigma s will be 62 Newton per mm square. The last part, that is temperature stress in compressed body. That means whenever a body undergoing a temperature expansion, then it will expand with the coefficient of linear expansion. Here the L is the length of the body, which is original length. Alpha is nothing but the coefficient of linear expansion of material which is varied by metal. T is nothing but the temperature rise or fall, means final temperature minus initial temperature, that is whatever the positive answer. Here we have to keep in mind the three formula for this point or this concept, that is strain is nothing but the length into alpha into T, stress will be E into alpha into T, and force exerted by rigid support will be E into alpha into T into A. Here L is original length, alpha is nothing but the coefficient of expansion which is given in your numerical, and T is nothing but the temperature difference. So we'll move to the numerical which is based on this of three formulas. As they have given, a rod is 2 meter long at 10 degrees Celsius. Find the expansion of rod when the temperature is rise to 80 degrees Celsius. Means initial temperature is 10 degrees Celsius and the final temperature is 80 degrees Celsius. If this expansion is prevented, find the stress in the material. Now we have to calculate the stress, means the second formula, as the E is given 1 into 10 to 5 Newton per m square and alpha is given as a 0.000012 per degree Celsius. As here the length of rod is 2 meter, as right here, alpha is given as it is, temperature rise or fall, that is initial temperature is 10, final will be 80, so 80 minus 10 will be 70 degrees Celsius, and E is as it is given 1 into 10 to 5 Newton per m square. We have to calculate stress, means second formula, so sigma is equals to E into alpha into T, so sigma is equals to E into alpha into T. By substitute the value and calculation we get answer 84 Newton per m square. I hope you understand the concept of superposition or the series in the body or the temperature effect on the body. I hope you understand. Thank you. Bye bye.